Yes, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Here we are, almost ready with the presentation. Okay, disclosure and presentation. So, pre-op planning, how I do it in a daily life. Of course, I will be quite quick around here. It is exactly the same thing, that the same information that we got from Philippe. To obtain the best results, it is highly recommended to make a pre-surgical planning, especially because we need to know about the retroversion, medialization, and inclination. So it is very important. And what we do, we really need to have something that is matching what is wrong in the specific shoulder. You see here that the glenoid was custom-made design, and even the liner of the stem of the humeral component is an eccentric one and lateralizing on the humeral side. So this is what we do when we have these bad cases, like this gentleman here with this bad erosion, almost no more bone, especially in the posterior superior part, you see, and of course everywhere missing bone. So when you have such a condition, this is what we do. We have the preoperative condition, then we take our CT scan with the surgical points of attention, the age, arm lengthening, and so on. Then we take all the measurements, and then we send them to the company that is making this work, making an anatomy reconstruction, a modeling, a 3D reconstruction of what we are expecting, and then the production of the specific tool, and then the sterilization, and then the delivery, and it only takes 1.5 months or 2 and many thousand euros. Is this what I do on a daily life? No. I was just cheating you. This is just for specific cases. Some cases may need this, but this is not what I do in the daily life. Again, I was a little cheating. What I do, but it is important to know, there are so many clouds in the horizon that if sometimes we need to solve the problem, sometimes we must be able to solve them in the simple way and effective. This is what I wanted to say. What I do in the real daily life? Well, I have the university, I am director of the School of Orthopedics, and I need to train young people. This is the aim of my profession at this stage of my life. So here you see all my students dissecting the shoulder, learning on our simulation system, and with a very special professor, because Philippe came to us. Where is Philippe? Yeah, there. You see, this is Philippe in the picture down low. He was with us last year, and all my kids, they love him. And they ask me, we want again Philippe, we want again Philippe. He's the master. He made the perfect dissection of the nerves and so on and so on. This is the aim of our job, teaching the new generation and making them learn how to do this. And Philippe said this in his presentation too, that we really need to know what to do, whatever is the machine telling us. So this is what I do in the daily life. This is one of my residents, probably second year, and every resident goes to see the patient in advance. They need to learn this. So they meet the patient, they visit the patient, they take all the data, and then they prepare this. This is a video. How can I start it? Can you help me? This is not my job, it is the resident doing this. So they need to know how to manage Oros or Osiris or so, prepare and tell me, you will see at the end, what is that patient problem in terms of inclination, retroversion, and erosion of the bone. So they do the job. We train them to this, they do this. So I skip the video, maybe it is boring, but I want to know the beta angle, the retroversion, and everything done in 2D plan. Because it takes, let's say, a few minutes. You see, calculating the angles, all the same stuff that you were describing, Philippe, before. It is a charge for the resident, the next generation of the surgeons. So they make this job, and once it is done, you see they're very accurate, because kids are very good with computers, much better than me. So they do very well this. You see again the inclination, and everything is done very, very carefully, and they study on it. I test them. This is live video. Say, put me one video, complete video, to show what they are doing. Now, when it is finished, then they give me the intermediate clinoid retroversion, the TSA angle or beta angle depending, the inclination, all the data. After this process, we also have some information about the cuff, because again, we were mentioning this a lot of times, it is a soft tissue procedure, even for the reverse, because it makes a lot of difference if we have the teres minor and the subscap that we can reconstruct, and I think that everybody agrees with that. So we also consider this. After all these steps, I get this report. Every single patient, this is just an example, don't look at that, it's just an example. Every single patient has a complete report on a PowerPoint with the video and everything prepared by the residents. And they prepare this, a video. I don't bother you with the video. We have a video pre-op and post-op of our patients. This is the gentleman. Again, this is just an example. I don't want just to tell you the way I do it. And then the CT scan, all the data, and all the numbers are reported in this PowerPoint presentation that is done by the same resident in a team meeting before surgery, when they report the specific case and the data, and then they come to the theater. This is the way I prepare surgery, and this is the way I prepare the next generation so far. And I reserve the sophisticated system when I have a complicated cases like the first one that I was describing as a provocative thing, because I cannot do this in every single case in terms of time and cost so far, and also because it is stated by everyone, we still don't know. If we rely on the machine, I was visiting many friends, good surgeons, with this pre-op planning sophisticated, then on the field say, well, I don't like this, I change a little bit. So if you have a machine, you should follow it. A pilot, category 3 landing should rely on the computer. You cannot act on the throttle, right? If we believe it, we must follow it. If we don't, then we still stay on this stage, and eventually. And it doesn't mean that I'm against it. I understand that we are there, but we don't know how much is the perfect retroversion, how much is this, this, and this, and it is clear to everyone. So this is what I do today. Thank you very much.